Hey everyone, it's Tim with Collect Jurassic, back with another Mattel Jurassic World figure review. This time we're looking at the elusive battle damaged Plesiosaur. As you can see here, I have it in front of me right here. This figure is actually not released yet in the United States. I was able to import this figure from a friend in Guatemala, of all places. If you've been following my channel for a while, you know that there's figures here and there that come out in different parts of the world, so I always try to do my best to get them, make lots of connections, make lots of friends in different places, which is a lot of fun, and lets me get figures like this before they hit here in the US, if they ever hit. So this figure, again from Guatemala, came through customs. As you can see, it's actually already been opened, so this will be kind of like a half unboxing video since the figure itself is already open. But yeah, awesome looking figure. You can take a look at the package. Battle damage. You've yet to see any battle damage from Dino Rivals hit here in the United States. 2019 figure though. 2019 battle damage supposedly coming here. Nice back of the box here. You can see the Pteranodon, which we've seen in Australia, I think, and it's popped up in a couple other places, the yellow Pteranodon. And I think there's some reissues of Stygimoloch and Velociraptor Blue that are just repacks. But this Plesiosaur is definitely the first original figure for battle damage in 2019. And as you'll see, it's one of the coolest figures too. Not technically a dinosaur, a aquatic reptile, but something that I think a lot of Jurassic fans have been wanting since the 90s is a figure like this. I know I have. So let's go ahead and take it out of the box. Again, this is like not a real unboxing video because it's already been removed from the box, but it'll just be like, it's out. That's pretty much all it's going to take. And we'll go ahead and put this box to the side. But yeah, you can see the figure now in front of you. Really nice detail, really nice build on this figure. I was really surprised actually how nice it is. It's got some nice articulation here. All of the fins are on a ball joint, and then the hinged articulation, so they can be fully posed. The tail is not posable. The neck has a couple different joints. It has an up and down joint here, so you can kind of get the Plesiosaur in like a swimming pose or like a out of water pose. And then the hinge on the neck, which always looked awkward to me in the photos, but once you straighten it out, it also has an up and down hinge, but it also has a ball joint, which lets you really go for the articulation. So you can do like poses like this. You can do the weird photo pose, which kind of makes it look like it has a broken neck, but I prefer to kind of keep it straight and have it kind of in a swimming motion. But yeah, the hinges actually, now that I'm looking at the fins, remind me a lot of the Mosasaur from Mattel. So kind of that whole idea, but really cool how you can make it kind of in a swimming pose. Also, of course, the jaw is articulated too, so you can open up that mouth. Yeah, that's just kind of showing you the full range of articulation. Of course, you have the battle damage here. Always appreciate the battle damage mechanic that Mattel came up with. It's so it just blends in so well, and then when you want to use it, it's there, but otherwise it doesn't really take away from the figure like battle damage and some of the later Hasbro releases that's just always present, or some big ugly piece that doesn't quite fit. It pretty much blends in. Coloration wise, I think when I saw this figure I was like, wow, that's very white and bright, but obviously the figure in hand isn't quite as bright. It's still very like, Arctic feeling figure to me, but I don't know, I kind of like it. It reminds me of like a beluga whale or something. Something suitable for an ocean dwelling creature. Yeah, this is kind of like my favorite pose for it, just the swimming pose. But I'll just kind of go through some different poses too. You can also put the fins up like this, and kind of, if you're resting it with your collection, you can kind of do that. And I'm okay with a little bit of neck bend up here. It doesn't look that unnatural when you do something like that. But yeah, you can kind of rest it on the fins, similar to the Mosasaur. Go ahead and get some detail, so you can take a look at the face there. You have the teeth that are, the paint's kind of applied on the inside and outside of those, and then of course you have the eyes there as well. And then the paint is actually really nicely applied throughout the back of the neck, even with all the articulation. I think they did a a great job kind of adding some spotting here so it looks uniform more or less. And then there's really not, that's really the only paint application on the figure. The base kind of plastic has a lot, that classic Mattel Jurassic speckled execution that helps it feel a little bit more textured. But yeah, awesome figure. I can't wait for this to come to the US. I hope it's still coming to the US. I think this is going to be a very popular figure. You know, again, I think Plesiosaur or any kind of aquatic reptile has been a long wished for addition to the Jurassic collection. Even since the Kenner days, we wanted an Elasmosaur or a Mosasaur or a Chronosaur or a Plesiosaur. So it's really cool to get one. I know they're doing another repaint of this one in the Savage Strike line, so we'll have at least 2, hopefully by the end of the year. And I hope they kind of keep pushing the boundary, and I hope we get something bigger like an Elasmosaur. I'd love a bigger version of this. You know, this is pretty small when you put it next to a human character, which I'm not going to do today on the video, but you know, it's small, but that is kind of how big Plesiosaurs were. They weren't huge creatures, which you might not know, but they weren't big. Elasmosaur is the one that was kind of big, so it makes sense that this is a smaller battle damage size figure. But yeah, again, hope it comes to the US soon. It's a great feeling figure, great addition to the collection, so I know a lot of you will be looking out for this one. And of course, on collectjurassic.com, we will let you know when it is showing up in the United States. But until then, just keep checking the website, and I'm Tim with Collect Jurassic, and we'll see you next time.